What's good? What's good? I am back. Yours truly, the one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. Today, I'm going to react to Officer Tatum reacted to trans barista has meltdown over working a full shift at work. I'm pretty sure he's going to go easy on it compared to how I'm going to go in. But before we do that, let's give you a word from none other than one of our sponsors.
That lit, that slap, it is that one. That everybody talking about digital drink. That's that turn. That lit, that slap, it is that one. That everybody talking about digital new drink.
They like, do you dizzle? Yes, I dizzle. And as you see, we have the t-shirt right here. Dizzle is a premium luxury liqueur mixed with agave tequila, French cognac, and orange liquor mango mix. Just throw your Dizzle on ice and it's nice. If you want to order your very own bottle or bottles of Dizzle premium luxury liqueur, just go to dizzlebrand.com, click on our locations, click on one of the top 3 website links. I recommend Emilio's Beverage. You must be 21 and over. Shipping and handling is included. Below that is locations in California, Oklahoma, Kansas, and 50 locations in Arkansas as well. Little Rock, here we come. And you can get these shirts as well. Let me stand up. Let's see the shirt a little bit better. Dizzle Premium Liqueur Original. As you see, you can get these shirts on dizzlebrand.com shop, and got the Etsy coming soon. Wait for the owner to activate the listings and whatnot. But let's get into it. Officer Tatum, the Tatum Report, reacting to trans barista has meltdown over working a full shift. Whoa, whoopee-doo.
Where is daddy at?
And the customer was misgendering me today, like really badly. I didn't have their order ready. And so they were just like talking to each other. And they're like, she's clearly incompetent. I have a full mustache and beard.
Okay, I've seen some women with mustaches before. So.
This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. $5 t-shirt, $10 hoodies. You better get them now. The sale will end on November the 8th on Election Day. And make sure you take your butt out there and vote, because we are going to do a red tsunami if you do your part. Also, our featured shirt is this hoodie that I'm wearing right now. Love it or leave it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the coldest hoodie that we have ever produced. At least I say that about every hoodie, but this is one that the t-shirts went wild. So now we got the hoodie. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. Also, we have discounts on the store. If you go to exclusive discounts, click on that. We got discounts for veterans.
Hold on, let me pump the brakes. See, I always play the video from the beginning because I don't got a problem with letting them promote their stuff, but this is actually the coldest hoodie. We got the Dizzle brand hoodies. These are actually the coldest hoodies. So make sure you go to dizzlebrand.com and get yourself one. You know, no disrespect to Officer Tatum, but this hoodie is so much colder. Let's put that back there, and let's keep it moving. Come on, play for me. This video act like you don't want to play.
Exclusive discounts. Click on that. We got discounts for veterans. We got discounts for first responders. And you go down the list. If you're a truck driver, if you're a nurse, you work at the hospital, if you're a student, if you're 65 and older, and if you are on low income, which means you are on disability, you get a disability check, or you EBT, food stamps, you get 30% off my store for life as long as you are in that particular position. All you got to do is click on it, put the code in, take it. They'll give you a discount code of 30% off the entire store for life. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notification anytime I go live and make a video. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is satire. Do y'all think this is satire? I want you to write in the comment section now and then after the video, do you think that this is satire? Because there's no way on planet Earth a young child raised by parents that make any sense would be acting like this because they have to actually go to work. Okay. I'm not gonna talk much. Roll the clip.
People wonder why we need a union at Starbucks, and I am literally about to quit. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but like, I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week, and then on weekends they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm like
what the
3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people. We only have 13 people employed at this store, and there's so many.
Get the phone, kid. Do your job. Get to
People
work.
are yelling at me because I don't have their orders ready, and they don't know what to do.
What the fuck?
And a customer was misgendering me today, like really badly. I didn't have their order ready, and so they were just like talking to each other, and they're like, "She's clearly incompetent." I have a full mustache and beard.
Wow.
What the?
I didn't know that was a criteria of being a man.
I don't get accommodations for being
Thought you had to have a
neurodivergent.
penis
I don't.
too.
Like, I can't use. People get mad at me for using my sick time. I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm like at my wits' end with this job. I really am.
And think about this for a minute. I don't know what to say is worse. As our society built wimps like this, being misgendered, I'm assuming that this is actually a boy. The reason you misgendered because you acting like a girl. That's why they probably misgendered you. Because look how you acting. Ain't no boy or young man should be acting and crying like this, laying all on the ground in the back room. You need to go to work.
Working a job.
Can you imagine if you own this Starbucks? Because Starbucks does franchises. Can you imagine this is your franchise Starbucks and you got some crybaby in the back room crying because you got customers coming? Because you guys are making money, he crying. It's crazy to me. But let me tell you something else that I think is even crazier. I wonder what this kid is going to college for. I wonder what he's going to college for. Because last time I checked, and I think I'm right about this, I know a lot of these companies do it. Some of these big companies offer tuition reimbursement. So you're working for a job that can give you tuition reimbursements where you get out of college where you don't have as much debt. However, what is your degree? Because if this young man's degree is food studies segregation or something crazy, then you ain't gonna make no money doing that anyway. You might as well quit school, work full-time for Starbucks, work your way up to being a manager at Starbucks, and then work your way up to corporate.
That ain't gonna
Man,
work.
you ain't gonna never get nowhere acting like this. But if you wanted to make a living and you wanted to do better, it probably would be better for you to do that than waste your time in school and your money coming out of school in debt, and you have a degree that you cannot use. That's all I'm saying. But where is this boy, Daddy? That's why you need strong men in America. That's why you need to raise your kids not to be like this. And I know there's not a lot of kids like this. I've never seen a kid like this. But I'm growing more and more concerned that our young boys are being feminized. If this is even a boy, this could be a girl that's taking hormones and then grew a beard. But a young man being feminized. In order for there to be a Starbucks, men used to work to the bone to make the economy work. Work to the bone. Dangerous jobs nobody else want to do. Fighting in wars. And you crying about working in an air-conditioned unit or air-conditioned facility called Starbucks.
Making coffee.
And all you have to do is make pre-selected recipe coffees. Meaning that they already tell you what to dump in it. You ain't making it from scratch, brother. They say they want a latte. You go boop, 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 boop. You put the stuff in there, you close it. It ain't like you got to go out and hunt and do nothing.
You know what? Tatum is a little too nice on this kid. So I'm going to go ahead and say what he didn't say. Man the fuck up. Okay, so even if you're a female identifying as a man, and that's why you got a mustache and beard, guess what? Biological female that thinks you identify as a man the fuck up, because that's what men do. Let me tell y'all a little fucking story, man. I'm going to tell y'all family history story, and I'm going to tell you a Paul Pickett history story. So, my grandfather, rest in peace to his soul, Robert Wayne Cresswell, basically had to move out when he was 16 years old and work on a farm for 3 meals a day and a roof over his head and not a fucking penny to his fucking pocket. And this little fucking dude is over here crying like a little bitch, want to throw out, they misgendered me. I got a mustache and a beard. Well, act like you got a fucking mustache and a beard, motherfucker. Act like you're a man then and man the fuck up. I mean, come the fuck on. My grandfather had him 3 meals a day, roof over his head, not a penny in his pocket for 2 years straight. 2 years straight until he went into the military. 20 years into the military, retired from there, and I think he was a mechanic in the military. Retired from there and did 20 more years at a mechanic place, a towing mechanic place called Brownies. Like, you talking about 40 years of hard work, left my grandmother in a perfect position ever before my uncle this kid reminds me of my uncle because my uncle been babied his whole fucking life. He lived with his fucking mom and his dad his whole life. Even when my grandfather passed, he still was living with his mommy. He lives at my grandma's house now that she's passed away. Complete bum. Moms take care of him. His mom has take care of him when he was alive his whole life. And now that she's dead, she's still pretty much taking care of him because he's leeching off of her house after she's died and they legally can't kick him out. All right, so let me give you a Paul Pickett history story. My first job that I ever worked was McDonald's at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The guy that got me into rapping, complete scumbag, but that's neither here nor there. Got me a job working for his dad, who owned 7 McDonald's at Myrtle Beach. Now, there was times at Myrtle Beach where it would just be me and a manager in the store. That means one employee and one manager in the store, and it's busy as fuck. There's times when we were at the Pavilion store, the most busiest store during the summertime, and there's only 3 people in the freaking store. One person on each position. We didn't have like this kid. I think I've seen this video before. There was like at least 3 or 4 other employees there. I've literally had to work times where me and one person are closing a McDonald's. I pretty much got to do all the work because the manager was lazy as shit and he want to drag out counting money and counting registers and don't want to help with no cleaning. But even if I had social media then, which I didn't, I sure as hell wouldn't have got on there and cried like a little bitch ass baby because I didn't cry to the manager or nothing like that. I just did what the fuck I had to do so I could get the fuck out of there and go home. And then we'd have to literally get out of there sometimes at 2:30 in the morning, have to be right back in at 5:30 in the morning to open the store at 6:30 in the morning and work to 2:30 in the afternoon. Did I cry and complain? No. No, because I always knew that I was working for something else. When I started working at McDonald's, the owner basically treated me like his son, so I felt like I was working for owning my McDonald's. But the owner's son, who was my friend, who was my manager, and who I lived with a large portion of times at Myrtle Beach, was stealing from his own father. You know what I'm saying? Stealing from his own father, got us pretty much both fired and whatnot. And I lost my job and my apartment in a sentence. Oh, you're fired and you got to move out your apartment because my boss was my landlord. Did I cry? No, no. I just ended up homeless for a week, sleeping behind dumpsters. And then I decided, hey, fuck this pride bullshit. Um, it's time to call and get some help and get back to the Ville. But yeah, this kid, it's time to fucking man up. These little kids nowadays, they don't want to do no fucking work. They want everything fucking thing handed to them. They believe in this equal opportunity bullshit, which is not even fucking reality or realistic. In a country where people can build businesses and create self-employment and create their own opportunity. And that's another thing. Everybody always wants opportunity handed to them. How about you create your own opportunity? That's what the internet's for. That's what the internet's for. That's what a a business is for. Find something you're passionate about, create an opportunity. But this kid, like, it really, the dude said he only works 25 hours a week. That means he don't even work 15, he don't even really work full time. He gets 1 hour. He works 8 hours on a weekend. Whoopie do, whoopie do, you know. The kid's still working like 8 hours less than 40 hours a week. Um, yeah, these kids nowadays, man, they so freaking entitled and pampered. They don't want to work for shit. I don't think it's satire. I think it's just a bunch of weak-minded little kids nowadays. And mankind is weak compared to animals, anyways. We got to be taken care of for 18 years. Animals are out on their own super early. Snakes are born and they're automatically out on their own. Grizzly bears about a year and a half, 2 years out on their own. Crocodiles and alligators out on their own as soon as they get to a certain size. But us, we got to we got to make sure we've, learned, had 18 years of learning and 18 years of protection and free food and free clothes and a roof over our head before we can even take care of ourselves. People are very, very weak-minded individuals. We act like we're so superior to animals because we're smarter, because we created technology and things like that nature. But we are weak when it comes to emotions and attachments, and the fact that we have to be taken care of a lot longer than animals. We like most kids don't turn out as great if they don't have their mother and father in their life. Animals never even see their father. They never even see their father. Most animals never even see their father. And once they move on and start living on their own, they might not ever even see their mothers ever again. Not one time. Might even have to fuck their moms up in life for trying to get too close to their cubs and their babies. So, it's people are weak, man. They're weak-minded individuals. They'll believe anything you tell them. They're so sensitive. They're so weak. They're not mentally strong. They can't stay on their own 2 feet. They want to crawl like babies their whole life. Nah, it ain't satire. He's just a weak ass woman, a man. We don't even, like he said, we don't know if it's a female identifies as a man or he's just a little bitch ass man. Because if me having this mustache and beard just qualifies me being as a man, and that's some easy fucking standards to fucking qualify for. But there's more to being a man than that. You know, there's a thing called projecting off strength. Men are supposed to be strong. We're supposed to be masculine. Masculinity is strength. It's a strength. It's not a weakness. It's a strength. Because I can tell you right now, if everybody's feminine in the United States, that's the time the enemy's definitely going to invade and conquer and take over. Because if you ain't got no masculine leaders, anybody can conquer your country. Anybody can conquer your country if it's a bunch of feminine bitch ass leaders, man. And this kid, Opposite Tatum's a little too easy on him, too nice on him. This kid ain't gonna make it in the work world. He ain't gonna make it in the college world. He needs to man the fuck up. He or he, whatever the fuck he is, it needs to man up and just deal with it. It's like Andrew Tate said, like, he's one of those people that get up and say, oh my gosh, I have to go to work instead of I get to go to work. Because if you don't get to go to work, you don't get to have no money to buy you things because college ain't paying for your stuff. College ain't buying your clothes and this, that, and the third. All the little things that you want to buy to make yourself happy. College ain't doing that for you. You got to get a job. You got to work for it. And I don't feel sorry for nobody that doesn't want to work whatsoever. Because if you're not working, then you need to be out there killing and hunting your own food. That's what Opposite Tatum was going to get into before I cut off. If you ain't hunting and killing your own food and you ain't working, I mean, you're just a weak ass bitch altogether. Because if you're not working, then you're supposed to be out here hunting and killing your own food and fending for yourself. Because that's how the laws of nature work. Because I'm a laws of nature guy. I'm not a Christian guy. I'm not an Islam guy. I'm not a Jewish guy. I'm a laws of nature guy. I'm a reality guy. I live in the real world. That's how the laws of nature are. Real world. Religion is not the real world. So once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Paul Pickett Podcast. And